All right, guys, how's it going? I'm going to try and keep this brief. I know what you're thinking, so don't start. Right? I'm going to try. Keyword is try and keep it brief because it's getting dark now. I've had to put all the lights on everything. I've come back into my office. It's evening now. I should be, kick back, eating my dinner. Don't set the air fryer's up there going, come on, big dunk, come on, get your dinner. And I'm like, no, I can't. I've got to go and speak to my friends. Because most people around here are my friends. If you're a casual viewer, you can be my friend. We could be friends. But if you're going to start leaving sarky comments and all that, you can go, no, we're not having that round here, right? But most people around here are my friend, and that's who I make my videos for. So, we're talking about David Ornstein. He surfaced this afternoon in a questions and answers thing. Sorry, I'm getting thrown off by messages popping up on my screen. Questions and answers thing, right? Q&A. And obviously, he's asked about Liverpool, right? So, David Ornstein at The Athletic, just in case you don't know, or if I didn't mention that. David Ornstein is one of two journalists that I think you should only pay attention to if you're a Liverpool supporter. We also listen to Fabrizio Romano, Mo Salah, him. We listen to him. That's to do with little transfer things and that, but we've got to be careful with him. You have. Check the comments. Check any comments I make about Fabrizio Romano, and people will, any videos I make about Fabrizio Romano, check the comments and people will tell you what they think of him, right? But he's worth following. I like him. And Guillem Balaguer as well, if it's to do with some, Spanish players, Spanish managers, something like that. And we're going to be doing a video about Guillem Balaguer next, okay? So them sort of people, a lot, oh my God. Balaguer for Alonso, do you know what I mean? And Fabrizio Romano for their play, we listen to them. But when it comes to Liverpool, dedicated Liverpool, only born again Joyce, because he's born again these days, right? I'll explain in this video. And Ornstein. Ornstein is more to do with the ownership, I feel, and Joyce is more to do with the people that run the club on a day-to-day basis. They do crossover, but more so when it's a crossover, it's more like Ornstein covers both. I think Joyce really just sticks to the things that associate the club, the day-to-day people running of the club. I know that some of you have heard me say that in many videos. We've got to understand some people might be watching for the first time, so we've got to try and explain to people who those journalists are. All the others, waste of time. You might as well just follow that shite on there, all right? But you make your own opinions, but I've been here 26 years doing this shite, so my opinions are important, all right? DKB, don't knows best. Now, David Ornstein today on Alonso. I don't know of any definitive decision being made yet, but clearly Liverpool will have known from the start that Alonso staying at Leverkusen or moving to Bayern are also strong options available to him. So there is no guarantee he comes to Liverpool, and I'm sure the club will be calm with that possibility. That's why they are conducting a proper process. And I'm sure whatever happens, and regardless of whether or not it is Alonso, they will make a really strong appointment. Some things I want to point out to you here about this. This doesn't sound fresh, right? So he's not doing anything wrong. He's been asked a question. And he's saying, well, this is what I think or whatever, blah, blah, blah. This sounds a bit dated to me, pre-Edwards, right? Which would tie in a little bit with born-again Joyce, who I think has been like that since Edwards has come in. I think they do swap from time to time. So, some of you guys have been around these parts have seen me say this, and you've seen it happen. This sounds a little bit dated. Now, for example, people say to me, don't anyone that you listen to, away from journalists and stuff like that, have they said anything? I was asked that on the stream today, and they haven't. It's been very, very quiet since Edwards came in. It's been a little change, right? And I think that is reflecting here as well. I genuinely do. I could be wrong, but I get the impression that Ornstein haven't been told shit recently, right, on that front. However, there is something else I want to point out to you here. And there's just a little bit in there that some people might look at and go, don't like the sound of that. I'm sure whatever happens, right? So anything could happen, whatever happens, and regardless of whether or not, right, whatever happens, regardless, whether or not it is Alonso, they will make a really strong appointment. That's, you might be like, don't get it done. Those that follow these journalists, they sometimes they have patterns. This is very, very similar to the sort of stuff we saw, if you really are like fucking obsessed with this shit like me, that we saw with Bellingham. Sell it, withdraw. Oh, well, if Liverpool don't get Bellingham, what they might do, or what Klopp, has the choice of is he could do that, or whether or not he signs him or not, they will. Do you know what I mean? It sounds very much like that. So just be cautious of that bit. I'm not saying that's the case. I just want you to bear that in mind. And I know for a fact, people like Adam Naylor, right, for a good friend of mine, YouTube channel, right, is all about Liverpool. Great kid. Go and subscribe to him, right? I bet you 1,000,000% he will agree with me. I don't know. I can't put words in his mouth. But I bet you he would say, I thought the same. He might even have said that to me, because Adam's messaged me today about these comments, and he was on the stream earlier, but I've got a memory like a sieve. But I won't be surprised if he thinks the same as me with that. But what I would say to you is, it just sounds a bit of like a dated opinion, but it's not a criticism of Ornstein, guys. It really isn't. And you must watch what he says. The next thing he goes on to is Amorim. He is definitely among the candidates under consideration. I'm sure, like with all options, dialogue of some description has taken place, and no doubt he would at the very least consider a club like Liverpool. There is a release clause in his sporting contract, but I think that is now lower than it was when he spoke to Chelsea in the past. That's interesting. I do see him making a move this summer, and Liverpool is certainly a possibility, although the process is ongoing and open, leaving the door open there. So I'm not aware of any firm decisions at this point. But then he's saying at the end there, isn't he? Like, but I'm not aware, so that's fair. Would you not agree? Right? But I still think his comments here, as someone that really does track these guys, I think his comments sound like he's not in the loop right now, specifically. He could come out with something tonight that's completely new, right? So I'm not saying he doesn't know what the fuck's going on. He does. David Ornstein, you listen to him. You listen to everything he says about Liverpool Football Club, and that's what we're doing. We're listening. But we're also analysing. Right? So please don't take it. I'm knocking this kid, because I'm not. He's great, right? But Paul Joyce, Born Again Joyce, I started calling him recently, because he'd been very quiet, and Ornstein became the main man again. But Born Again Joyce, Joyce became born again since Edwards came in. Fucking articles about everything, bigging everyone up and all that, which is always a sign that that person's the one that's feeding you. Like if I come on here and say, make a video about someone at the club and say, oh, they're amazing. If I started saying to you, Tom Werner's the best thing ever, he's great, I've got great respect for him. And then tomorrow, I'm, the same day I'm making a video saying, I think what Werner thinks is, it would be obvious that I'm kissing his ass because he's giving me something. Do you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, don't you? See, I get excited and enthusiastic about stuff like this. So, what can we take from this? What we can take from it is that he's given an update on Alonso and Amorim. Nothing new, really. However, in fairness to him, with Amorim, he's saying that he thinks the sporting release clause is lower than when he was at Chelsea. And that's important, because some Liverpool fans have said, oh, FSG won't pay that. Do you know what I mean? So, I think they would. Yes. Okay? So, Alonso's short favourite. Amorim's second favourite. I put my money on Amorim to be the Liverpool manager when he was 10, 12 outsider. He was up in 16s, 18s to 1, something like that. I don't think I got him that high. And then he came crashing down to like 5th outsider or something like that. Then down to 2nd, and he's had his odds cut again, right? So the reason I backed Amorim, if you're wondering, is because, again, new people on the channel, is because I'm not going to back a 4-11 at the time or something like that. I personally would like Alonso to be appointed manager, but I want someone to give me a run for my bet, right? So I had 20 quid on Amorim, right? And when he was out, anyone could put 20 quid on him now at second favourite. He's fucking like 10, 12 outsider or something. Do you know what I mean? DKB, don't know what's best, you know what I'm saying? So I think I did all right with that. Already he's given me a good run. So if Alonso gets a point, I go, well, nice one. I get Alonso, which is what I want. And I think that that he was a genuine candidate. However, I still don't think it's all as plain and simple as everyone thinks. Nagelsmann is in there. De Zerbi to me is always from the start. Like, I was worried sick when he was a second joint favourite. Not a joint favourite, second favourite. I was a bit worried. I was like, that's got FSG written all over it. Do you know what I mean? And fucking words like that. Whatever happens, regardless, whether or not it's Alonso, I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? Do you know what I mean? What's he on about here? What's going on here? All right? I would support him if he came in as manager. Nagelsmann's the next one, right? I had a fiver on Nagelsmann. Do you know why I had a fiver on Nagelsmann? Because he was my stupid bet. Like, that's never going to happen in a million fucking years. But it's a bit of fun, you know what I mean? And we know that Pep Linders is in the running, according to the bookmakers only. before Edwards was appointed, I would have said don't rule him out. If it goes pear-shaped, if it goes tits up, he might be someone that they look at if they can't get their primary targets. But I think with Edwards back at the club, I'm not sure that would happen. Sounded like my voice was speeded up then, didn't it? I'm not sure that would happen. Anyway, so there you go. What do you think? What do you think about that? So why did I make the video? Because I always do this to myself at the end of the video. Why did I make them? Well, because David Ornstein said something about Liverpool Football Club. He's one of two people you should always listen to. But I just feel it's dated. I don't feel like someone's told him this, like this is fresh. So he's due an update, isn't he? But will he get one? Because born again, right? I think he's now, getting some good stuff. So it's always going to be between these two. I won't be surprised if you see something from Born Again Joyce before him now. Just maybe. Like late at night, 10 o'clock. I don't know what in the UK, maybe it's 9, so I'm an hour ahead, right? So sometimes, I don't know, it's about 10, 11 or something like that. Boom, Joyce's surface. What the fuck, you know what I mean? So, mark my words, keep an eye on Joyce. And him, but watch Joyce. Joyce has gone quiet again, right? So why has he gone quiet again? He's chirping, he's got an opinion, right? Joyce ain't saying shit at the minute, is he? Right? Because sometimes journalists, they can't risk their relationships. So Joyce might be aware of something, and because if he is close to, say, Edwards, right? If you think that, I mean, I would never think that, right? If you think that, then maybe he's like, I can't fucking even allude to something in an article at the moment. So watch anything that Joyce says, because that'll be really interesting what he next says, I think. Anyway, there you go. Right, I'm doing another video about things next, which is Willem Balaguer, and it's really important, so watch that as well. All right, if you appreciate my effort, that's all. A thumbs up is... Listen, some people fucking thumbs down my videos today. I'm not having that. Do you know what I mean? And do you know the one? It's only one person, one dislike on it. But one of them, the video about the when I pulled up these numpties earlier for making claims that they were finalising a deal for Alonso. When I do a video and I put those little bubble things, speech bubble fucking things, right, around words, that's because someone's saying it, you fucking... Do you know what I mean? They've read it and they think I'm saying that. Them people that thumbs down that video are absolute moronic spazzes. I can't say spaz. Mong. Clown? Clowns. They're absolute clowns. They don't get it. I can't make the video titles any more fucking clear. If it's got them little around them, it means someone's saying that. You can even see the bits that haven't got them around it. And the thumbs down in the video. Thick as two short planks. You know what I'm saying? If you appreciate the video, don't mean you agree with anything that's in it, hit the thumbs up, man. I don't lose any sleep, but it just makes me chuckle, that's all. Do you know what I mean? It just makes me chuckle. Why would anyone go, I'm going to thumbs down? I don't fucking get it, mate, man. I don't know. Fucking virgins. Right. There'll be so many thumbs downs on this video, man. I can take a laugh. It's cool. Please, if you do appreciate the video, please thumbs up. Please leave me a comment. I'm very interested to know if you've got any opinions on, do you agree with anything I've said in this video about the way that he's reported this? And are you all, do any of you, come back and read the comments on this video tomorrow, right? Don't just read them now. Come back. I guarantee there'll be some good comments on this video. Has anybody in there seen that, like, is it correlation? Is that the right word? You know what I mean? That, do you not think that whatever happens, regardless whether or not Alonso is... Do you not think that sounded a bit like how they wrote about Bellingham in the summer and that? What do you think? Let me know. And if you want to be really nice, you can hit the super thanks button. Right, guys, I'm going to go. Got another video to make. All right.